Good morning. This is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Monday, April 20th, 2026. With our Great Basin fire activity, we've got a smattering of prescribed fires planned or ongoing in these pink dots across the geographic area. And in the last week or so, we've seen pretty light IA. Most of these wildfires in yellow and red have been very small. Looking at the precip for the past 7 days, it's been warm or dry over the weekend, but prior to that, we did see a pretty good precipitation event across Idaho and into Wyoming and then across southwest Utah as well. The past 14 days is showing this trend of above normal precipitation showing up there in southwest Idaho. Again, we'll kind of keep an eye on this. Could affect the grass crop up there with such a heavy precipitation event. But otherwise, in the last couple of weeks, things have still been on the drier side, especially across southern Nevada and much of northern and far eastern Utah. Taking a look at our snow depth, just comparing where we are today to where we were this time last year, we can see there's quite a bit of missing snow, mainly at the mid to lower elevations. Even though we have had some decent precipitation across the north, it's a little bit too little too late there, but the precipitation certainly is helping. But most of the snow is still found at the mid to upper elevations in Idaho. Western Wyoming is below what we saw this time last year as well. And then especially Utah, central and southern Utah have very little snow left compared to where we were this time last year. Nevada, same thing, not much at the mid slopes or at all across some of those peaks across Nevada. This morning's satellite image, however, does show that we're continuing to be in a progressive pattern. There's another low pressure system off the California coast here that's going to be bringing another round of precipitation, valley rain and mountain snow coming into the geographic area this week. So for today, generally clear conditions today, still dry ahead of this low before it moves in beginning tomorrow. Ventilation rates are going to be very good today. We have the wind speeds picking up this afternoon across Nevada ahead of that low pressure system, and mixing heights are quite high. Warm temperatures are expected today as well. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, maybe even topping out around 80 or so in Boise and Salt Lake today. So a very warm day for the time of year ahead of that next low. Minimum relative humidities are on the lower end as well, with that warm, dry air ahead of the next system. On Tuesday, the low pushes inland into California, and we'll see winds continuing and some precipitation starting to move into far western Nevada. Ventilation rates still very high. Wind speeds picking up and becoming a little bit more wide, or quite a bit more widespread on Tuesday. Some very strong winds across central Nevada with gusts up to maybe 50 miles an hour or so in these purple brown shades here. And then we'll see the winds picking up in western Utah and up into central and eastern Idaho as well. Mixing heights very high on Tuesday. Temperatures will still be warm across much of the region, but we do begin to see some cooler air moving into far western areas of the geographic area, especially western Nevada here, with highs only in the 50s in Reno, and the precipitation is beginning to spread into Nevada and western Idaho kind of late in the day. On Wednesday, the low quickly scoots eastward, centering itself over Idaho. Ventilation rates still staying high, and we'll see the precipitation moving further eastward. Winds behind the front will still be quite breezy out of the west to northwest, with cooler temperatures spreading throughout much of the area. Still some prefrontal winds over southern and southeast Utah on Wednesday, with those really strong southwesterly winds ahead of the front. Mixing heights come down a bit behind the front, but still stay really high ahead of it. Maximum temperatures drop quite a bit on Wednesday, with highs down into the 50s for most areas. Southeast Utah will still be ahead of that front with warmer temperatures. And then the precipitation expected on Wednesday will be mainly over Idaho, Wyoming, northern Nevada, and northern Utah. We don't expect to see a lot of the precip moving into the southern Great Basin. 3-day precipitation, again, just showing that precip coming in Tuesday into Wednesday. And then the clearing index is very high for the next couple of days with those strong winds ahead of that front. On Thursday, the low still kind of hangs around over the northern Rockies area, keeping temperatures on the cool side for most of the geographic area. We could see some lingering precipitation across the north on Thursday with high ventilation rates. More of the same expected for Friday. That low still remains generally across the northern Rockies, again keeping the cool temperatures in place. Ventilation rates are elevated. trend continues into Saturday. Maybe a little bit more moisture coming into the southern parts of the Great Basin for some just kind of isolated showers here and there. Ventilation rates still staying high. Same story on Sunday. So after today and tomorrow, with the warm temperatures, we'll really start to see temperatures coming back below normal or close to normal for the remainder of the work week. Sunday could see some showers as well. Ventilation rates staying high. Precipitation for days 4 and 5. This is Thursday through Saturday. Again, mostly on Thursday as that the main low kind of swings through and brings precipitation to the north here. And then as we head into the weekend, looking for just some scattered type showery activity, mainly over the higher elevations across Utah, Nevada, and Idaho. The 7-day precip total shown here. Again, looking for a pretty active weather pattern this week. Good chance for some decent precipitation coming to the mountains of central Idaho, western Wyoming, even northern and central Nevada, and mainly northern Utah with this round. Snowfall forecast. This is what the models are coming up with. So a decent chance of some pretty good snow totals here over the central Idaho mountains, maybe 12 to 15 inches possible there. Western Wyoming a little bit higher, maybe up to 24 inches or so. And then even the northern Wasatch could see maybe 8 to 10 inches. And northern Nevada. So pretty decent chance of some mountain snow with this storm system coming in Tuesday through Thursday. The extended forecast, April 27th through May 3rd, brings some warmer temperature right along the coast, but keeps the Great Basin kind of in between the warm and the cold there. And then above normal chances for precipitation are expected during that time frame. So looks like this active weather pattern will keep up for a little bit longer. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.